In this video, we'll cover the top 5 reasons why I left Florida and moved to Chattanooga, Tennessee. So I lived the majority of my life in Florida, but just about 20 years ago, I made the move to Chattanooga, Tennessee, and I have no regrets. If you're considering making the same move, or if you're just curious about life in Chattanooga, feel free to reach out with any questions or for real estate advice. Let's dive in. Reason number 1, Tennessee is not as hot and it does not have as many hurricanes. So I moved to Tennessee in June, and when I moved here, it was quite warm. And a couple weeks after moving into our new house, the air conditioner went out. But during the day, it was quite muggy, and I was like, oh my word, how are we gonna survive? Because in Florida in June, I would think, oh my word, it's just not even possible to survive. It's just too hot. It would be 110 degrees at nighttime when you're trying to sleep. But in Tennessee in June, it was cool, it was breezy. We opened the windows, we turned on the fans. So it's a different type of climate. So even though it'll be warm and extreme during the day in the summers, the evenings do kind of cool down a little bit and you enjoy the breeze. So Tennessee does tend to be kind of muggy. Like even on a warm spring or fall day, it can still be a little bit muggy or humid. But overall, it is typically in the summer months when it's a little bit warmer, to where Florida might be humid year round. Tennessee is more humid in the summer months because we're kind of in this little belt of weather in the middle of eastern United States. We will have cold streaks, we'll have heat streaks, heat waves. So we'll have, 32 degrees in October, but then we'll also have 82 degrees in October. It just depends on where the weather's pushing from, north or south. So it might feel like Florida one day, and then it might feel like, Michigan or Canada the next day, because it's just different weather, kind of has a bipolar personality. The second reason is the lower cost of homeowners insurance. This is something that I can speak to firsthand. I still own a home in Florida. My insurance on that home is 2.5 times the expense of the insurance on the home that I own in Tennessee. And my house in Tennessee is worth almost double what my house in Florida is. This isn't one of the biggest deals, and relatively speaking, it's not going to be something that sways you one way or the other, but it is something that you should consider and look into in the cost of living and what your expenses would be if you make the move. Reason 3 for me was the private school options in Chattanooga. One of my sole purposes for moving my family here was to put my kids into an Adventist school that had sports opportunities, extracurricular activities, music, all sorts of different things. My kids did have a very good school where they were at in Florida, but it was a smaller one. It didn't have lots of options. In the Chattanooga area, we have, I would like to say, at least 3 or 4 private Adventist schools within a 30-minute radius, as well as lots of Catholic, Church of Christ, Church of God. There's so many different church affiliations that have good church school systems. We're kind of in the Bible Belt here. I really liked that they were larger private schools. In addition to that, we have non-church affiliated private schools like GPS, which is the all-girls school, Baylor, McCallie, so many different options that you could put your kid in. We can refer you to greatschools.org to check these out. But obviously all over the nation, there's private schools. I have just personally found that the choice of schools and the number of options that you have in Chattanooga is so much greater than where I was in Florida. I lived in Central Florida. I also lived in South Florida. Nothing compares to the amount of options that I have found in Chattanooga. Reason 4 is job opportunities. There are obviously going to be different job opportunities in each state or area of the state based on the financial resources and the government resources that are available to an individual in that sector. Chattanooga obviously is right here where 3 interstates cross each other. So we have a lot of logistic companies, a lot of delivery companies, a lot of receiving. We also have a large industry of insurance companies, as well as all the different schools and opportunities. So teaching, we have large medical calling here. Chattanooga has so many resources and job availabilities and diversity in job opportunities that is just growing on a daily basis with all of the different companies that have relocated to our area. And me being in the housing industry as a realtor and builder at the time that I relocated here, I was attracted to how strong and diverse the economy is in Chattanooga and all the opportunities that it offers. Reason number 5 is a centralized location for travel. So I can jump in a car and be in Tampa, Florida in approximately 8.5 hours, give or take, on traffic. If I want to be to, say, Cincinnati, Ohio, 7 hours north. Want to go to Miami, Florida, maybe 11 to 12 hours. If I want to go to New York City, 11 to 12 hours north. Just about anywhere in Chattanooga that you live, you could probably make it to the airport in anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. You can jump on Delta, connect in Atlanta, and be to any major city in the United States. Additionally, we have 5 different direct flights. Some of the cities that you can get a direct flight to are New York, Las Vegas, Orlando, Tampa, Charlotte, and they tend to be adding more all the time. And if you prefer to fly from a larger, more international location, there is an international airport in Atlanta, and for about a 2-hour drive south, you can be on a plane out of Atlanta to just about anywhere in the world. So those were the 5 biggest reasons why I moved to Chattanooga, Tennessee. So if you've learned something new, or if you have any further questions, please feel free to reach out. I would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the